What is up, everybody? J Nell here with my UFC 161 prediction video. Let's get right into it. First off, I am not confident about any of these picks. Man, it was hard for me. I think this is going to be my worst outing. All right. I'm not going to go in order here. First up, I'm picking Sean Jordan to beat Pat Barry. I'm choosing Alexis Davis to beat Rosie Sexton. Next up, Tyrone Woodley versus Jake Shields. Now, Tyrone Woodley, I believe, will be stronger. I also think he's a stronger wrestler. However, I don't know if it's enough to contend with the experience, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and the overall craftiness of Jake Shields. I think if it goes to the ground, it will become a game of wits. Who can capitalize on the mistake first? And I believe Jake Shields wins that and gets the submission. Tyrone has plenty of submissions under his belt. I just think against Jake might be able to bait him into making a mistake. So Tyrone should keep it standing. He's got some knockouts. He's got some power. I think he can knock Jake Shields out. If at the very least, stun him, stumble him, have him against the ropes, get a decision victory. I think standing up is the way for Tyrone to go. Having said all that, I'm choosing it for Jake Shields. Picking Jake Shields. Next up, co-main event, Roy Nelson, and I apologize, Stipe Miocic. Somebody type phonetically, first and last name, how to pronounce that, because I know I messed it up. All right, choosing Roy Nelson. He's 36 years old. I'm not saying he's over the hill. In fact, I think he's kind of got his second or third win. I just like to see him on that title shot road. Get some top 10 opponents. Let's see if he can get to the belt. Fabricio Verdum, which I believe handed Roy his last loss, just looked excellent. Submitting Big Nog, armbar, in Brazil. I know I didn't do a recap. I apologize. But Fabricio looked great. So I'd like to see Roy get some top 10 opponents. Let's see if he's got a title run in him. Let's see. All right, so picking Roy. Next up, main event, we have two men who, you know, it's been said, win or go home. This is your last shot. We have Dan Henderson against Rashad Evans. Now, they're both excellent wrestlers. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Dan Henderson is stronger than Rashad. I am going to say that. He's got that mountain man strength, man. So if it goes to the ground, I think that Dan might be able to get the better of the ground game. He might be stronger. May not be able to get off some good ground and pound because, like I said, Rashad is an excellent wrestler. In fact, he'll have excellent takedown defense. So that's if Dan can get him down. Now, standing up, I think this is Rashad's best bet. This is his best path to victory, keeping it standing. I think he can outbox Dan Henderson. I think he's a better boxer. Now, knock out Dan Henderson? No. No, 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 no. Outbox? Yes. Now, Dan Henderson can knock out Rashad Evans. Absolutely. In fact, he can knock him out at any time. And that's why I don't know who's going to win. Because if it stays standing, and I think that Rashad can keep it standing. I think he can avoid the takedown enough, keep it standing long enough, and outbox him long enough to point his way to a victory, not knock Dan out. However, I think Dan can knock him out at any given time. So I don't know what to pick. If Dan Henderson does take Rashad down to the ground, if he catches him right, he can knock him out on the ground. I just think that Dan can knock him out at any time. And because I feel that way, and I feel like Dan is just really, he's going to go balls to the wall. I think he's going to come out swinging. I believe he's 40 plus. Somebody let me know how old Dan Henderson is. Rashad is a little bit younger than that. So he does have a career after this if he chooses to keep fighting. I don't know if it'll be with the UFC or what. But for Dan, you know, this is kind of the last ride here as far as getting a title shot here. So will he want it more? Rashad's last performance was not that. It was whack against Little Nog. It was whack. So which Rashad are we going to see? Is Dan Henderson, how is he with that injury? The reason why we didn't see that fight is because he got injured. Again, I believe he's 40 plus. So this one's hard, but I'm actually going to call it for Dan. So let me know your picks, injury updates, fight updates. How you doing? Talk to me. All right, everyone. Those are my picks. Take care and goodbye.